G'day everyone, Strayan here, and I am in Hout Bay where I've rented out my house for the past couple of weeks, a room in a house. It's really beautiful. I'm lucky to be sharing the space with some very cool housemates, one being Anthony who owns the place. He's also a burner. He came from Africa Burn, and he does a lot of building. He's currently making a holistic workspace and putting a bunch of shipping containers together. But this is my backyard. It's looking fresh. That's Annie, another roommate. And all is going very well. I've been collecting some things, planning some things, and I have found the motorbike that I'm taking. And I checked out two the other day. I checked out a Tiger 800, a Triumph Tiger 800, and I found an XRV 750 on Gumtree. And the Triumph was beautiful, should be a better bike on paper. I took it for a ride, it was immaculate. A mechanic was looking after it. And yeah, it was incredibly smooth, the engine was beautiful, I couldn't feel any vibrations. It was a nice bike, it was a lot bigger than I expected. And I kept that one in mind. Then I took an hour and a half cab to a place called Lungabad on the Western Cape, and I came across this beauty. And this was the XRV 750 Africa Twin, and I hopped on this bike and I absolutely loved it. It reminded me of a DR650 that I did have in the US, and it's more of a visceral, physical kind of motorbike. You know, the Triumph was high tech, it was electronic, would have been very difficult for me to get parts for if I did need a major component in an African country such as Kenya or Zimbabwe. And I'm super happy that I found this because I bought it for 47,000 Rand, which is 4,100 Australian dollars. And because it was a bit cheaper than some of the other bikes, it means I can use that extra money to purchase the pannier racks and the crash bars and take this thing in for a service. It also has an oil leak. So I'm gonna prep the bike so it's completely ready to take on this adventure. And I've named it Sir Lancelot because it's just how I felt. Look at this thing, it's like a retro dinosaur. I love the colors. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like more of a motorbike to me. You know, I love that I can smell the petrol. I like the feel of these old school bikes. There's something about them that some of these newer bikes just don't have. This doesn't even have a fuel gauge. You know, I'm gonna have to click my odometer to restart every time I put petrol in it, so I know how many kilometers I go through. And I don't know, I felt really connected to the bike. It's as simple as that. I rode it, I loved it, I bought it, and this is going to be my ride across Africa. We have run into some issues. I have taken the bike to the mechanic, and he says that there's some pretty major things that need to be set up, especially if I'm going across Africa. And I'm sure that, you know, I could have gotten the parts cheaper, but I don't exactly have the time. We can have a look at this quote. So I have a quote for pretty much 18,000 Rand, which is about 1,600 Australian dollars. And we can see here that the most expensive parts are going to be the main sprocket and chain. And that's a major component. I definitely need that. Especially to do this trip. I need a voltage regulator because there's no power going to my battery, and I guess the rest of the stuff is kind of just basic service. And you know, the labor is obviously going to be a lot because to install all of this, it's going to take him about 2 days. So, you know, that was a bit of a sting. It was actually way more. It was way more than I expected. I thought that the quote was going to be about 10,000. So, you know, at the end of the day, I would prefer to pay this money now and have the bike fully capable and ready for this journey rather than something fail along the way. So I've kind of just copped it. I'm going to pay for this, and at least I'm going to know that the bike is going to be fully ready and functional for this trip. So these are the things that happen. It's expensive, but that's just what I've got to do. Made it to Josie, checking out the venue with my man.
Yeah, Dagan, that's right.
Yeah. And the man himself, Javar. Yo guys, so I'm currently in Johannesburg, ready for the gig tomorrow with the Bush Mob. And we did check out the venue the other day. It looks really, really beautiful, and it's going to be a packed out night. And I'm going to continue the next episode of South Africa after this gig. Also, when I return to Cape Town and pick up my bike from the mechanic, we'll see if everything's running smooth, and we'll look at registering this bike and making sure I have all the documentation so I can begin the journey. But we will pick up very, very soon.